But for Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
Or the
For who?
Yeah. What name was that?
Joaquin.
You said Ho-Keem.
Joaquin.
I think it's Joaquin.
Joaquin is
and it's
much
also
better.
croissant.
Joaquin. It's Joaquin. That's how you would say it. Not Joaquin.
I want you.
Joaquin. That's how you would say it. Yes.
Yeah, Joaquin is not what you said.
There's only one Spanish speaker in this room.
You said Ho-Keem?
Joaquin.
Who they have to change it for? Ho-Keem?
No, I think for like the
I've heard people call him Joaquin.
the studio.
You've said that.
Probably
You
have.
have definitely said Joaquin Phoenix. Without a doubt, Kurt has absolutely
You have to
said
spin this to me. You're the one that just said
Joaquin
it.
Phoenix.
No proof of that.
Joaquin? What is it really?
I think it's Joaquin.
Joaquin. What did you just say?
Joaquin.
I think it's Joaquin.
I don't think it's Joaquin. That sounds like Joaquin.
Do you guys see what happened with the fucking Joker movie?
I heard it's getting ripped apart.
yeah.
No, but I heard it's getting ripped apart.
Like destroyed.
I heard it's like a musical.
I always knew it was a musical because with the whole Lady
I didn't know-
Gaga.
I didn't
Is it
know that.
really a musical?
Yeah,
or is
yeah,
it,
it's a
it
musical.
just has music in it?
No, it's a musical. Like every, I think, 15 minutes or so is a song.
Really?
With Lady Gaga and him and whole thing.
Is that what everybody's mad about? That they didn't know it was a musical?
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's just terrible story, apparently.
It looked bad from the coming attractions.
See, that's crazy
See, I
that you
disagree.
say that.
I
So
thought it
do
looked
I.
amazing.
I thought the trailer was fucking beautiful.
And it
I
gave
thought it was way over the top.
and it gave no inclination that it was a musical.
It gave no inclination, but I thought his scenes at like the courtroom were way over the top. Because when you think about the Joker, I mean, listen, Gotham is dark. That's what the point of Gotham is, and every character is very dark. And now he's in a courtroom, in his paint, in his you know what I mean? Like it was very. It's
my
part of the
favorite part
show.
of every show.
Is that your favorite part of the
That's
show?
my favorite part.
Rob Pekin. I'm happy it was Rob. It wasn't,
But that's I took it very. I thought it was odd that it was not lighthearted, but it was so bright. It was so Joker in a courtroom. Seems weird to me.
Well, I think the whole thing was like he found a woman. That was the whole thing. You know, like.
Yeah, so what? That he found a woman.
That
and it was
brightened
supposed
up
to
his
brighten
life.
up his life. Like that was the whole point.
Oh, okay.
Gave him something to fucking, maybe fucking think positive about
Right.
until it doesn't.
And then like I saw that Todd Phillips says he'll never make another DC movie ever again.
Why? Because he thought this one was perfect?
No, because he said because how bad it was, and he said that it really wasn't his. Like he had to like change it for them.
But for Joaquin Phoenix?
No,
Or the
for who?
Yeah. What name was that?
Joaquin.
You said Ho-Keem.
Joaquin.
I think it's Joaquin.
Joaquin is
and it's
much
also
better.
croissant.
Joaquin. It's Joaquin. That's how you would say it. Not
I
Joaquin.
want you.
Joaquin. That's how you would say it. Yes.
Yeah, Joaquin is not what you said.
There's only one Spanish speaker in this room.
You said Ho-Keem?
Joaquin.
Who they have to change it for? Ho-Keem?
No, I think for like the
I've heard people call him Joaquin.
the studio.
You've said that.
Probably
You
have.
have definitely said Joaquin Phoenix. Without a doubt, Kurt has absolutely
You have to
said
spin this to me. You're the one that just said
Joaquin
it.
Phoenix.
No proof of that.
Joaquin? What is it really?
I think it's Joaquin.
Joaquin. What did you just say?
Joaquin.
I think it's Joaquin.
I don't think it's Joaquin. That sounds like Joaquin.
WAKEEN.
Calling him
Joaquin.
River.
River Phoenix.
River's brother.
Yeah, well, he's also used to writing his own movies. So for the fact that he had to change everything,
But he did another one. He did the last one, didn't he? He was the
but
director
he was the writer of that one.
of the last Joker.
Joker. He wrote that.
I guess I got to see it, but then at the same time, I don't know.
Definitely going to see it, but the first one took me over a year to watch anyway because I knew how depressing it was going to be.
I think the problem with that movie is it's going to get worse as you have to watch it on your TV. Like from the trailer, I feel like that movie was made to be watched in the movies.
I saw the trailer and I thought it looked fantastic.
So did
I thought
I.
the trailer looked fantastic.
I thought it looked
I had no
forced.
idea it was a musical, and I just seen like terrible reviews. Now, if it's possible that a lot of those reviews are strictly based on the fact that it's a musical.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
that's going to ostracize a substantial
I'd be
amount
mad
of
if
the
I got tricked into seeing a musical.
That's going to ostracize a substantial amount of the audience.
Ho-Queen.
Like, is Ho-Queen singing? Or is it all Gaga?
Joaquin doesn't sing. Ho-Queen.
Ho-Queen
sings.
He swings too.
Oh my god!
I definitely will see
Joaquin?
Like, did they make it a musical just because
of Gaga.
Lady Gaga was in it?
That'd be weird. That would be weird.
Wow, it might.
She's
be.
not a terrible actress.
No, I think she's had some good shit. Right,
Right.
the Bradley Cooper one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
You didn't see that?
Born Star or whatever.
That
it was.
movie was pretty good.
That dude was great.
It was.
The song was good.
I thought the movie was better than the song.
I think they fell in love and they had sex.
Definitely. How could you not?
I don't think it was good because he had a girlfriend. But
Who was his girlfriend at the time?
I
Somebody
don't know,
famous?
but it was really weird at the Oscars because she was all over him, and I remember it.
She's real small, I think.
Who, Gaga?
Yeah. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, but think about it, right? It's like, okay, you.
All right, don't go through the whole you live with the person for 4 months.
Yeah,
on
I mean, it's
set,
like
blah, blah,
two
blah.
beautiful
You don't
people
have to have
are
sex
gonna
with
get
everybody
two
that you meet.
Two beautiful people are going to get sent away for 6 months to be with each other every day, and they're playing characters of people that are in love. It's next
job.
It's next to impossible to do that and not. That's why all those people are fucking divorced all the time.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I don't think it should happen all the time just because you're working with the person.
I think it happens fucking almost all the time. Like, just look at all the stars and how many times they've been married and fucking divorced, and you know.
Oh, those are weak individuals.
I was going to say, it seems very unprofessional, very weak-minded.
Very unprofessional.
I tell you,
How are you going to practice lines with the next person that you're going to practice lines with?
No,
And you
you
start
gotta-
to get like a whole, you got a story behind you now.
Yeah,
it's like,
every
oh, that's
girl's
the
going to
guy.
think that you want to get diddied.
Yeah,
You know?
true.
You're that guy.
No, but I think I
Don't rehearse with Joaquin.
No, but the guys that get in trouble for fucking being diddlers are fucking weird guys.
I was just joking about
Like Brad Pitt, nobody's like, you know what? And he's so ridiculous. Yeah, right. Fucking every starlet that's got to work with him, throughout the years is probably hoping that fucking he falls in love with them. You know?
Do you think they like have sex with like multiple people on set? Because then that'd be like weird.
Well, now you're taking it to a crazy
Live.
place. I'm just talking. Now you're taking it to like scandalous.
Well, I mean, like
and
Angelina,
fucking-
they fell in love, right? Got married,
I'm
had a
just
bunch of
talking
adopted
about.
kids.
I was talking about the chemistry between two people whose job is to pretend like they're in love with each other.
Right. I
So like,
get it.
if they're doing their thing as actors and it's working good and the chemistry is good and they like each other and they're both super attractive.
So you're saying their performance is only going to be Oscar worthy if they really fall in love?
I'm
and
saying that
do
it's got to happen very often because all of the elements are set for it to happen. I'm sure there's times where it doesn't happen, but I mean, we already know that it happens a lot because you've seen countless stars get married or become in relationships,
course.
and then break up subsequently. When they do new movies with somebody else. I mean, you've seen it play out a million times.
That even gives you more respect for the people that doesn't happen to.
that they don't do
They're
it.
better
right?
actors, I think.
Well, you know
they
what some of
overcome
them do? Like some of them will refuse to do sex scenes. So some of them like that's a thing. Like Denzel Washington won't do them. There's actors that like that's part of their
what a
contract.
loser.
To where it's like I'm not going to do I'll play a love interest, but it's going to be very PG-13 and I'm not going to do like fucking super raw emotional
Yeah,
or
that guy's
nudity.
like 1 in a billion.
No, there's a lot of that.
Well, it's like,
Mark
are they
Wahlberg, he does it too.
All married for fucking 30 years.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's the only way you're going to be able to do that.
Right.
Are they doing that because they're worried that they can't keep it together?
They
Well,
think
they're
that
doing it
such
probably
great
because the
actors that
wife
they
is
fall
probably
in
like,
love.
if you fucking, the wife's probably like, all right, your $800 million fortune that I own half of, you're not going to do a sex
But
scene
it's
with
art,
fucking
Jesse.
the 27-year-old
They got to
fucking
express
starlet.
their art.
Yeah, you got to also check your bitch every now and again.
Make her a little nervous, right?
How do you think we got here?
Yeah. He didn't make PG movies all his life.
Yeah.
Fucking, what was that, Fear? He was Dylan on the roller coaster.
It was a fucking Calvin Klein underwear guy.
Ah, yes.
You know what's
He
interesting?
was Marky fucking Mark.
And in those ads, he's like skin to skin with all those hot models.
Yes.
Come on.
I don't like him.
Definitely.
I don't like him anymore.
What?
I don't like now he's like super fucking like
Jesus?
yeah, super
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
And he's like super crazy, like work, like fucking psycho, like
I
success
figured
guy.
you would like that.
Nah, because that gets to a point to where it becomes like obnoxious. Like the whole like fucking I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I only spend fucking 13 seconds eating my breakfast and then I jump in the cold plunge and then I fucking I dig trying to find an edge for success and stuff, but there's a point to where people get obnoxious with it, to where it's like if that's the entirety of who you are, if there's no additional depth to you, that like you are just a machine out to like achieve fucking stuff and money, it's got to be a little bit more depth, a little bit, not that much.
He's also like changed his whole direction of like what the movies that he acts in too. He's in like family comedies now.
Yeah, he's doing family comedies,
and he's also
there's a couple action here and
Daddy's
there.
House.
He also shit on fucking Boogie Nights.
Daddy's House.
Did he really?
Shit on it.
Really?
Yep.
Because he showed his fake cock.
Yep. Because
Why would he shit on that
because
movie?
he's
That
like a
movie was
Christian.
Yeah, that happens.
I thought he was also like he had that
Diggler.
reality show on HBO,
Wahlburgers?
which will make you hate him because he was a douche.
The Hamburger Show?
No. This was on HBO.
Yeah, when him and his crew were like
Yes.
fucking going around producing and stuff.
Yep.
It was
I
like
never
kind of
saw
like
that.
Opening up the F-45 chain and shit like
right
that.
after Entourage. I think.
Yeah, and I'm
I was
like,
going to
this guy's
say,
a
he
fuck-
produced Entourage. Right?
I think he wrote it.
he was one of the
Yeah,
producers.
I know he was a part of it.
Him and Doug Ellen.
It was about him.
Yeah, that's right.
It was about him and his crew.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like loosely based off of his story.
Oh, I didn't
like,
know that.
Like Kevin Dillon is Donnie
yeah.
Wahlberg.
Yep.
Okay.
You know?
I didn't
And like
really know
he
that.
brought the Boston crew with them to Hollywood.
There's
Got
a
it.
couple of scenes in the show where you see them cross paths.
Okay.
There's one scene like he's like it's like drama and fucking Vince and all of them, and they cross Wahlberg and he's with 3 other guys,
I think I remember.
and that's
yeah,
his.
Yeah.
And then they're like, drama, let's tee it up,
Yeah.
And
Holy shit.
those are the guys that it's based off of.
Cool.
It happens a couple times.
That's
I think.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
That's a
mean,
good
like,
show.
I'm not gonna say I hate him, but like I just feel like he's turned into like your typical Hollywood,
People take different
typical
paths.
Hollywood monster.
What's your favorite Mark Wahlberg movie?
Oh,
Ted, easily.
Ted.
That movie
Ted was absolutely great.
hysterical.
He's done some great
Ted was
movies.
great.
He's
The
done
other
some great
guys
movies.
was really funny.
The other guys was great.
I'm gonna say something that you would never think that I would say, but that football movie he did was a great movie.
Invincible.
Yeah, it was okay.
No, the one where not the one where he plays for the
Eagles.
The Eagles.
Yeah,
It's called
Invincible.
Invincible.
Yeah.
Where he was like a walk-on. for
Vince
the Eagles.
Papale.
That was a good movie.
Classic type of movie, but very Rudy, very movie.
I mean,
Johnny Mays just went to. He's a Michigan fan. He went to. Him and his brother go to like a college game every year, and they were at Notre Dame. And his brother Matt's a huge Notre Dame fan. Johnny hates Notre Dame. He wore a shirt to Notre Dame that said Rudy was offsides.
That's great. That's funny. Holy shit. Rudy was offsides. That's funny.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
So that Joker movie just came out?
Yeah, I think last weekend.
Okay. I did see people knocking it, but I wasn't sure why.
I think big time.
Yeah.
it's getting chewed
It
up.
happens.
It's
What are you
getting
going to
chewed
do?
up.
Fucking let him take it on the chin. Fuck it.
But I could see. I could
Make
see.
a better movie next time.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, those people have fucking zillions of dollars.
You could lose a lot of money though.
It only did half of what
That's
they
what I'm
expected
saying.
it to do.
You make a bad movie. You don't get a lot of people going. You could lose money.
Did you guys? I talked about this on. Maybe I brought this up on this. I don't know, but I talked about it on
All right.
on Vitruvian with Nick. He told me about it actually. Is there's a documentary on Netflix for when Francis Ford Coppola made Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
yes.
I saw that. I didn't see it. I saw that.
see it. I heard about it. Very, very into it. I love Apocalypse Now.
Bro,
one of my
it's
favorites.
so. First of all, I never saw Apocalypse Now. So
Did you watch it before the documentary?
no, I watched the documentary first.
I don't know if that's right.
It was a good experience.
Okay.
So I watched the documentary and then I watched Apocalypse Now, and that to me was fucking amazing. Like Francis Ford Coppola, that's a G. That's a New York motherfucker who is in Hollywood and who he was rich.
He was rich. He was rich.
He was after Godfather.
I know.
So he was rich, new hot director on the Hollywood scene. He took every fucking dollar he had and rolled it into this insane production that was so over the top in the middle of the jungle while the war was fucking going on. And his wife just happened to
Videotape a lot of it?
Yeah, just film the
that's
whole
awesome.
process.
That's awesome.
And this motherfucker was like suicidal. He was like fucking, there was a point to where like, I think I'm just going to put a fucking gun in my mouth and blow my fucking brains out. And it's amazing.
I gotta see that.
Because it was just so, and he said this incredible thing where he said, it's similar like what Rick Rubin says about making art and stuff. And he was like, you know, everybody that's an artist is always afraid of being pretentious because we don't want to seem as though we're coming off like fucking we're trying too hard or trying to, you know, to be smart or creative or whatever it is. And he goes, but at some point you just have to say, fuck it. And I'm going to make the movie that I want to see. And fucking have faith that people are going to fucking like it.
It's a ballsy movie, too.
Well, but I bet you that happens a lot, but doesn't turn out that way.
Definitely.
You know?
But that he had Godfather behind him. Did he have Godfather 2 behind him?
Well, the timing was right.
The timing was right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no, but I think the reason, like, I think the mix in that statement is the humility to say, I'm afraid to be pretentious. Like, somebody who is totally pretentious wouldn't even say that first statement. So I think people like are self-indulgent and will just make something that they think is great without really thinking about. But I think him, like the whole documentary is about him going through the struggle of making the movie that he saw in his head, getting the money for it, putting everything together in the middle of a fucking war zone.
Yeah, it's weird.
And like all of the actors were like fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
Like fucking Marlon Brando is like negotiating his rate all the way to the day that he shows up.
Talk about a dick. I'm sure that guy
Marlon
was a
Brando
huge
like fucking like Marlon Brando, they went for like months to where he didn't read the script and he was literally just improvising. And Coppola made the call to let him do it and took the risk because it's like it's like
I think he did a little bit of that in Godfather too. 'Cause I know he was a pill in that movie too.
Well, because what happens is like it's like, you know, we're paying this guy $2 million to do the movie, and in that time, like 1970 fucking $2 million is a fucking fortune.
It's huge.
And he's Marlon Brando. He's a genius. He's the best actor in the fucking world. He's a powerhouse. So it's like I have to make a decision here. I'm gonna let Marlon Brando be Marlon Brando, and I'm gonna work around
around his maniac
to get to and give him the time, or I'm gonna use my own fear and try to push this to be what I wrote, you know, what the screenwriters wrote, and like they would have Martin Sheen like put fucking sticky notes on his fucking head. Well, like if I'm Brando and you're Sheen, you got sticky notes all over your fucking face. So I'm reading the script.
That's funny.
Crazy. Dennis Hopper's like on acid the whole fucking time. Like,
what do you think? What do you think his new movie's gonna do? That Megalopolis or whatever it's called.
I think it's probably insane.
It's probably insane. It looks insane
because he's so rich and so old.
I don't know how I feel about that kid that's in it. That guy that's in it.
Adam Driver.
Yeah,
He's good.
He's great.
I'm like this with him. I don't know. I don't. Saw him on Saturday Night Live. Saw him on a couple shows. I don't know what feel I get off of this guy. Like, I don't know
creepy.
if he's too serious.
It's kind of creepy.
If he's creepy, yeah, it's weird.
And he's played a lot of roles like that too.
Yes,
I think he's good.
Yes,
I mean he was great as in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
he was great as Kylo Ren.
He was in some Netflix movie I saw also where he was like a boyfriend, maybe Scarlett Johansson or something like that.
Yeah, like the Marriage Story or something.
Yeah.
He also did the movie about the Gucci family, and he did
I
like
didn't see that movie.
and while
I wanted to see
House
it.
of Gucci?
House of Gucci.
And while it was a little tough because like it was all non-Italian people playing Italian,
Yes.
you know, which I kind of thought that was a little tough.
Yeah.
Like they should have made most of the supporting cast actual Italian actors, and then sprinkled just a couple of the fucking main players.
Yeah.
Like, but he was pretty good in that too.
I remember wanting to see that movie, and then it just disappears. You don't know where the hell it went.
I think I thought it was okay.
I'm interested in his new movie because it looks ridiculous.
Megalopolis. It's like 6 hours long or something.
It's got to be long
yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck. He's got
because he doesn't give a fuck.
No, and why would you? Guy made The Outsiders. Guy made everything.
That's difficult.
Well,
What's
6
difficult?
hours.
No, it's
of a movie.
No, it's not
listen,
really 6
fucking
hours.
I don't want to watch a 6 hour
Yeah, but
movie.
even
Even if
anything.
it's 2:48,
No,
it's going to be long.
No, it's 3+ for sure.
3+.
It's 3+ for sure.
I think the last longest movie I saw was The Irishman.
I never saw that because
Never
of how long
ended
it
it.
was.
I never finished it.
Yeah, it was a fucking long one.
When Robert De Niro started like booting that one guy at the age of 75, I was like, this is weird. I was like,
There's a lot of good cameos in that. Action
Yes.
Bronson was in that. It was good.
I almost was like Action Bronson. I'm out. I love Action Bronson, but I don't want to see him in a movie.
No, but he plays himself.
Yeah.
Basically, you know.
Was it good? The movie?
It was good. There was, to Kurt's part, there was
Yeah, take
there
breaks.
There was shit that's like so fucking unbelievable.
right.
You know? Like, 90-year-old men beating up like 20-year-old guys,
Right.
throwing
And
them
he's
through windows
supposed to
and
be
shit.
40, and he's
Yeah.
supposed like,
Yeah.
you get really confused.
Yeah.
But the conversations between Joe Pesci and him, like, they're always solid dialogue, you know?
It was good. 'Twas good.
That was a while ago now, man. Wow.
'Twas good.
What the hell else is out? What was I watching? Oh, I wanted to tell you that I was watching something. Shit.
I think that if anybody hasn't seen that fucking, what's it, the Vince Vaughn one? What the hell is it called?
The show?
Yeah, on Apple TV.
What's it called?
I don't have Apple TV. Fuck.
Broken Monkey.
Broken Monkey.
Fucking
I don't even know it.
amazing.
Drama? Is
Amazing.
he a cop? Is he a
It's a
bad guy? What
dramedy.
is he?
It's a dramedy.
A dramedy? Those are the best.
He's a cop, but like a disgruntled cop, and like he's got all kinds of women, and he's solving
funny.
a murder. It's there's a author, like a famous author that it's based off of, Carl Heisen, and it's one of his books. But yeah, TV is a thing.
Yeah, there was something that. Oh, The Penguin. Did you watch The Penguin? You watch any
I
of
saw
The
the
Penguin?
first one. It was good.
It was pretty good.
Yep.
What's the Penguin?
That's what's his name? Colin Firth.
Yep.
From
It's, HBO.
from the Batman movie. They made
Colin
like
Farrell?
no.
Colin Firth?
Colin Firth, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell played Penguin in the Batman movie
Is it?
with
No,
Robert
I think it's
Pattinson.
Colin Firth.
I don't know what his name is.
The movie is called The Penguin?
No, it's a show.
It's a show. It's like a 6-episode series that
on
they're coming
HBO.
out.
Or
And
Max.
it's about
Sorry, don't say
Max.
HBO.
Yeah, it's Max.
It's about Penguin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called The Penguin. It's like how he gets big and takes over the city. He really fucking
Scary.
he really put himself in that role,
Took
huh?
the role, yeah. Definitely.
So the first episode, like I couldn't tell if it was a little too cheesy or good, but now that we're in the second and going
Yeah.
on the third, it's starting to roll.
I give it a little bit of like leeway in the first one because I felt the same way about the cheesiness, but I'm like, at the same time, this is a fucking comic book.
Yes.
You know, like,
That's
so
what
I'm
you
gonna let
gotta.
it go.
Yeah.
And
So now is this going to bridge another movie? Is that the point of this?
I'm not sure. I just watched it on a whim. Like,
So do we. We just saw it in the little box on the corner when you press input, and I was like, "Oh, the Penguin's out." I was like, "You want to?" And Jen, out of
Penguin's out.
all the comics, like she hates all comic book movies, but she loves Batman. Like we like, it is always raining in Gotham City.
Yeah,
It's the worst city ever.
Kind of the point.
It's the worst city.
It's New York City with Seattle's weather.
My God. And I also noticed because of flicking through the channels trying to find shit. Every once in a while, a Marvel movie will come on, and I'm sorry you're gonna hate this, but now that I've seen it like in clips of like the action clips when you put it on for 5 seconds, it's fucking corny as shit.
Marvel movies?
Marvel movies, I officially.
it is Colin Farrell.
It's Colin Farrell.
Yeah, because that's who played him in the in
Who the
in
hell's
movie.
Colin Firth?
The English guy? The English actor?
Completely different guy.
Right.
Completely different guy.
Jesse got it.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I think comic book movies are whack. I'll use the word whack.
I mean, the Avengers
It's
it was
cheesy
great.
as fuck.
It's just overdone.
Way overdone.
Well, and there's so many of them.
And why are adults all watching it?
It's just a
People
big,
with superpowers.
Well, it's not
big-
really adults. It's people our age who grew up
Big.
on those fucking comic books.
big money grab.
I understand that it's a big money
That's
grab,
really what
and
it
they're
is.
making a lot, but I feel like people are really going to start getting tired of them because they're fucking cheesy.
Well, the other way is it's a way that you don't have to think of something new.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
those
just
things
keep
have
on
all
rolling
been
with
written.
the same story.
They've all been written.
Yep.
That there's millions of them, different ways you could go with it. And, we don't really have to think that much to
But I
write
mean,
a
like,
storyline.
I like flip it on, and it's like me and my wife, and we're adults, and like it's just dudes with costumes, and like it's all the stars in weird costumes, and they're like hiding behind a car that's gonna fucking blow up in 4 seconds.
That's why I think
just
Deadpool
cheesy.
is the best one, because it's making
It's
fun
making
of it
fun of all that. Yeah,
and doing it at the same time.
Yes.
And it's just, those are the best.
I saw one and it was great.
I think the concept of like the expanded universe is a cool thing. I think that aspect
That
of it,
storyline.
that aspect is genius. How like fucking, and like, I guess that's been like, that probably goes all the way back to like things like the Lord of the Rings and stuff, like
Right.
to where you have like these giant worlds that exist, and then the stories that are inside that are happening simultaneously inside the world. Like that's cool.
But
That's,
at least Lord of the Rings is a little. Well, I mean, then you got elves but it's a little bit more adult.
No, it's not.
It's not. You got
No,
Gollum.
it's not.
It's not.
I just watched the Amazon
Rings to follow. Follow the rings.
Rings
What
of,
is
the
it?
Rings of Power. I mean, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, I know. I think a lot of people shit on that too. But as a Lord of the Rings fan, like I read the books when I was a kid. I watched all the movies.
You read those books?
Yeah,
Good job, man.
I was a big reader, fucking for a while until like I became like a true on adult. In my, I read
Until the teenage ADD set in.
No, I think
I learned about marijuana.
Until they stop putting Ritalin in your fucking Farina.
no, I think until like the iPhone. I was a big reader until the iPhone. But yeah, the Rings of Power, it's pretty good because it's like the backstory. It's like the story of the villain, which that's like the coolest part because like in the books and in the movies, like he's like referred to. You never actually get any character development on the bad guy. And
In Lord of the Rings?
yeah, and this is the story of how he becomes, or like
The Lord of the Rings?
yeah.
Wait, who is the Lord of the Rings?
Who is
Frodo?
the Lord of the Rings?
No, Sauron.
Oh, it's not Gollum?
No, he's
Is
like
Gollum's like Sauron's little fucking monkey?
What about Harry Potter?
no.
Is he in that too?
It's another kid
I
thing.
think I used to be into it, but it's too much.
I remember the movies being
Decent.
decent.
Wasn't what's her face in one of those Liv
Yeah,
Tyler?
Yeah. No, I mean, if I didn't
her.
grow up with that, I don't think I would tap into something like that now.
Yeah, but everybody did. I'm saying it was the biggest movies in the world.
Yeah. But I think it's the same thing with the Marvel shit. I think it's like the reason why it's so popular is because those stories have been with us since we're children.
I get it. I'm just saying I noticed flipping through channels, if you look at it for like 5 minutes, it's kind of fucking gay.
What's really funny about all of it, I follow this crazy fucking English guy on Instagram, and he's kind of, he comes from the school of like where Nick the Tooth comes from, and he's like, he talks about how like,
What school is that exactly?
like philosophical.
Gotcha.
And his thing is like the nuclear family, your father and your mother, Hollywood, and just like the general like societal pressures. Like it's like how incredibly it's like manipulated us. Like how much of our reality is informed by all of these stories that that are not
Yeah,
from
I mean,
us.
it's like nursery rhymes too. It's anything that you're told. It's just like Catholic Church. If you're forced to go there every Sunday.
But when you're a kid, you don't
be
ever,
formed.
you don't think about any of that, and even your parents don't either. Like everybody's basically doing what they think is the right thing to do, but like nobody really realizes that most of the information that's traveling through their mouth, it's just like came like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to do,
Yeah, and I think a lot of I don't know about you, but my parents didn't talk to me much. It wasn't like we would go to church and then we'd sit down and talk about it. I think people talk about things
because
a lot
they
more
probably
now.
had no idea what to say. Because they were
Sure.
probably like, all right, if we go and do this,
Because their parents definitely didn't talk
definitely
to them.
not. Like you go and you do this, and this is what good people do.
Yes.
All right, I checked the box. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
Like, and I think that you can't shit on people for that because not everybody has this deep yearning to ask the questions of, but why? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, not everybody has that.
They didn't want you to ask about why. Then they would have to learn why.
Yeah, but how many things were like so bad for you that you just did blindly because of the stories that you were told?
I don't think it's like a black and white bad. I think it's like the way we see ourselves and the way like the things we measure ourselves against and what we think like things are supposed to be, like relationships and success and masculinity, femininity, love. Like so much of this imagery has been projected on us. Like forget about your mom and your dad and like tradition. Just think purely about movies. Hollywood,
Yeah, sure.
Disney. Think about how much of like how we interpret what we're supposed to be as people.
Just think how different the 80s movies were from the 90s.
100%. And
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but that's constantly changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And more so now than ever.
yeah.
At an insane pace.
I think that, well, as you said, with telling the same story over and over again, I think there's a lot less stories that are being shown.
Yes.
They're only seeing Marvel, woman being beaten and getting through it, and then man overconquering his fears.
Well, what do they say?
You know what I
But
mean?
they're all still just variations of the same plot line.
Well, it's man
Most
versus
of the
man,
time.
man versus himself.
There's just
man
no
versus-
drop dead comedies anymore.
The story arc.
What are it's man versus man, man versus himself,
Man versus
Man versus the
machine.
world.
man versus machine. Yeah, something like that.
Woman on woman. Those are my favorite ones, personally.
Those are ones I like to watch by myself.
Lesbians.
I just remember like Terminator being something crazy and new, Matrix, like we always talk about. Like I just feel like we don't have anything. I guess it'll come sooner or later.
Well, because it's coming at us so fast.
Yeah,
New is happening.
maybe that's what Megalopolis is.
New is happening at the rate of days, hours. You know what I mean?
It is.
It used to take years for new to develop.
Yeah,
New's coming at you so fast.
there was something else that there was another sequel to that I had no idea they were making that's coming out. Fuck, man, my memory is shot. Oh man, something came out where they were like, "Did you know they were making a 2?"
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
No, that I said. See, that doesn't get me.
Is it
either.
called Gladiator 2?
It's probably called Gladiators. If I could put a guess, it's called Gladiators.
That's a clip.
I don't think it is.
That's a clip.
I don't
Megan.
think it is.
Jen
Megan,
saw
that's
those-
a clip.
Jen saw those.
It's probably called Gladiators.
the coming attractions, and she was like, "Looks like the same movie."
Somebody
does.
look it up.
looks like
It does look exactly the same.
Is it Gladiator?
I think it's
2?
Gladiator Romulus or something. No, that was the alien one. That was the alien one.
Gladiator 2 would be outrageous.
I think it's got some sort of a weird fucking Greek name at the end of it or something.
I wish I had my notes on me. I don't know what I did.
Well, you got notes now?
I did, but it's not. Fuck. I don't know. I forgot. We got to move on because I forgot.
Affogato?
Makes me mad.
It's all right.
I'm gonna get it as soon as we stop. But
You couldn't find it in that minute? Like you were just looking at it?
I don't think I wrote it down.
What do you mean wrote it?
It
down?
happened today.
You can't just go to Google on your phone and say like
What am I going to put in?
new
Sequel?
Gladiator movie.
No, that's not what I'm looking up. It's something else that somebody said was coming out.
Oh. I thought you were looking at that. Yeah, Gladiator 2. Wow, look at that.
Is it really called Gladiator 2?
That's enough for me not to want to see it.
Yeah, it's a terrible name.
Yeah. Gladiator 2. Come on. Like
Well, that's just like what I said about fucking Scarface. Scarface 2 is coming out. The guy got murdered at the end of the first one, and they're coming out with a new one that's out of control. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, come up with some new shit.
Come up with some new shit.
I mean, a lot of stuff has happened since they made Scarface.
Seriously.
A lot.
Fuck movies.
Fuck movies. You love movies.
I like shows, I think, better at this point.
It's really got to be a good show to get me to keep on coming back.
I just like the fact of having something to do over a set period of time. I like the fact of knowing that, like, for a few weeks or whatever it's going to be, like, I know I'm doing that. I enjoy that.
I forget often.
What you were watching?
Yeah.
Like, that happens.
Like I love that show Industry on Max
Okay.
about like the British like banking system, stock market, all that shit. It's been going on, and I just totally forgot that it was happening. And
then
now
you got
I'm
a
like,
whole bunch of new episodes.
I don't have 5 hours to
catch
watch
up.
5 episodes.
Wait, but can we talk about,
You know?
like, what the fuck is Max? Who takes one of the fucking greatest brands in the world and just fucking changes its name?
You guys know better than me because I feel like you both had HBO forever. This is a new thing for me. I will say their bubble entrance screen, very relaxing. The bloom, bloom.
Max?
Yeah.
Well, what is it? So it's a combination of.
I thought it was
Cinemax and HBO?
I don't think so.
Skinamax.
I don't think so.
I think it is. I
It
think,
has to be.
I think Cinemax or whatever Cinemax was is part of it.
Yeah, it has to be Cinemax and HBO.
But what's so insane to me is
So there's no more like HBO by itself?
Well, it was called HBO Max for a while.
Yes. And
But
it was
I don't-
purple.
Yeah.
Now
well, it's still
blue.
purple.
No, it's blue. It's a light blue. It's like water.
the only thing that would make sense to me is like the Max guy had more money than the HBO guy.
How's that possible?
No, that's definitely not the reason why.
Well, but that would be the only thing that makes sense to me. Like the guy, whoever the investors are behind the Max part of it, we're like, our dick's bigger, we got more money, and this
Why, you saying they totally threw away the HBO? You can't. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. That's like the equivalent of like,
that doesn't make any sense.
That's like fucking taking Coca-Cola and calling it Smoke-a-Cola. like nobody would do that. It wasn't like I could understand HBO taking over Max and Max becoming HBO.
Yes. Me too.
HBO,
I can understand that too.
HBO was like this brand, like this giant brand, like one of the biggest brands by far in entertainment ever.
Maybe they just think Max is a better name.
No, there's definitely no question that the reason why it changed its name is because that's a brand decision. They did some sort of testing that said people will like this better than that.
Who are those people?
There's no question that's why they made that decision.
I need to speak to them.
You know,
because either they are like the smartest people in the world and they know something that we don't know, or
it's not
somebody hired the wrong brand.
So it's
company.
not just the app. Is it? Because I know people did get confused with HBO and Max, and do I have HBO
it
channels?
doesn't exist.
And
HBO's gone.
It's just Max.
Just Max.
Interesting.
Insane.
And they still do the whole TV HBO thing. And
Like that alone is worth a show on Netflix.
Oh,
like what the fuck happened?
What happened to HBO?
That's what we should do. We should make that
box office.
here we go. So it says, according to HBO CEO Casey Bloys, the desire to rebrand the streaming service comes mainly from the fact that since the merger with Discovery, nothing to do with Cinemax, HBO Max carries a lot of content that has nothing to do with HBO brand and its association with Prestige TV. Interesting.
Still makes zero sense because Discovery Channel, not even close to as strong of a brand as HBO.
So then what?
Or Prestige TV. Well, who even fucking knows what that is?
So HBO's just going with being a production company?
Well, it says the name HBO will still have a place within the app, but just as one network or channel among many on the Max streaming service.
Doesn't make sense.
Take it to the Max, baby. Probably doesn't have anything to do with Skinamax. It's probably like the Max. Like this.
I really believe that.
Like the top dog.
I really
Maxed
believe
out.
that Mr. Max was like,
there's no Mr. Max.
my name's going.
There's no. There's
think
no
so.
Mr. Max.
I think. It just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. None of those other names are even close. None of those other brands.
Maybe they wanted a new brand.
Why would you take a brand that's like
to keep
killing
it
it?
small and controlled.
No. Doesn't add up.
You could still put HBO Presents on anything.
Doesn't add up.
You ever fucking start a movie? There's 94 different companies now in the beginning of a movie. When are all these guys talking to each other?
I love that, like that fucking staticky HBO screen. Like, next thing you know, you're watching Dream On.
Oh, remember that show?
Yeah, like we even know what HBO sounds like.
Yes.
What does Max sound like?
Bloop, bloop. No, that's Netflix, I think.
Yeah, that is Netflix.
It's very relaxing. Try Max a lot. Put on just start a bunch of things.
I watch Max.
It's when you enter the app. It's very relaxing. It's like a bubble.
I just got whacked with $140 for fucking Disney fucking Plus, which I didn't know.
$140. What are you paying yearly?
I guess so. I said to my wife, I was
hope
like,
so.
I just got a bill for $140 from Disney. She's like, oh, that's fine. I watch it all the time. I said, never seen you watch it.
What are you watching on Disney?
Star Wars, probably.
Yeah, Star Wars shit.
God almighty.
I used to play around with the Discovery stuff.
think
But now you can watch Disney on Max.
And I think the Hulu thing is included in there too, somehow.
Yeah.
Hulu is a package of that.
Yeah, Hulu's on Disney.
So if Hulu's on Disney and Discovery's on Disney and Disney's on HBO.
No, not HBO. Max.
He was saying that, on Max.
HBO also is on Max.
I thought monopolies weren't allowed to happen.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of that.
What the hell's going on?
Is there cable? Is this cable TV again? Are we back to cable TV now, where it's like a thing you got to buy one thing and you get multiple channels on it? Just come full circle again. I think that's what happened.
You just got to still pay for Peacock.
That only during the Super Bowl.
Only during playoff.
But you forget, and then you pay for it up until like December of the next year. Then you cancel it, but then you got to get it again for the Super Bowl. You forget about it. You wind up paying it for another 11 months.
What's Peacock?
It's
NBC.
It's their network. Every one of their networks have a new fucking show.
Had no idea.
I get my cable illegally from Canada, mostly.
Fubu? What was that called?
For Us, By Us.
No, not the clothing line.
Bufu? Buy us, fuck you.
My sister watches like free TV. Like that's like I have Samsung TV.
I think they have their own thing now too.
Right.
Samsung TV is like regular TV for Samsung TVs.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They have a bunch of channels.
Who's
Not
watching?
theirs.
My kids watch that shit.
Really?
And like there's
I
like
think they accidentally don't know that they got to press input to get back onto their
no,
fucking regular
my kids.
channels.
No, it's the opposite. Like there's like a YouTube kind of thing that they have on that, and like.
So you have Samsung?
Yeah.
So if I don't press input and you're coming off of
Something
a streaming
will come
service, yeah,
Like
well,
Baywatch. Baywatch comes on. a lot.
Movie Hub comes up.
Yeah.
On mine, and there was a threesome happening. Well, right before the kids, so I always make the kids turn it off of input. Well, I did. Now I don't. They fucking turned it off, and it was like a literal like where they were blocking it out with like black blocks. Like it was like it looked like Handmaid's Tale or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was like back in the day, two girls were diddling a guy.
Wow,
like
that's
naked.
Cool. That's nice.
It was unbelievable.
That's fun to put on.
On the Hub, Movie Hub. So I quickly got them to bed and so
Quickly got them to bed and came back and watched it.
Well, I haven't seen any threesomes, but my kids figured out like there's a way to like watch the videos that they have on YouTube, like through this thing that's on Samsung TV.
Okay.
And because I'm like, no, you guys have to ask
sneak
to
in the
watch
tube?
it. Like, oh, we're not watching YouTube. It's Samsung TV, but it's the same fucking videos you watch. You fucking think I'm stupid?
That's pretty much YouTube, the app on the TV. I believe I read this past Netflix as the #1 streaming app, and it's over. It's all over. It's all I watch now is YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah, on my TV.
But you're not watching shows. You're just watching clips of things.
No, there's all kinds of things. You watch like little documentaries. There's shows on there now. They're coming for it all.
You know what's not good about YouTube though? You press the button. It's never what the picture. It never goes with what the picture and the headline is.
What do you mean?
Like it's always like.
I don't.
That's the
use it.
packaging.
Yeah, I know it's the packaging. But it doesn't sell right because then you're 5 minutes in and it sucks, and you're like, I just wasted 5 minutes.
Yeah, those don't last though.
I don't do YouTube that much.
It passed Netflix, and now they're coming for everything. I'm pretty sure. Like everything you're gonna watch on your TV is gonna be through YouTube eventually.
You pay for YouTube
No,
subscription?
Well,
No?
internationally, like that's how people listen to music. Like fucking
Through YouTube?
everything.
Yeah.
Podcasts.
Like people don't listen to music on Spotify. Like you know, in the Dominican Republic, they'll all create playlists on YouTube, and that's how they stream. They stream it on their TV.
What a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a machine.
Yeah.
Where were we?
We're right here, right now.
You hear that?
I do.
That's my jaw.
I got one of those. Ooh, sounds gross.
Did we get a female host yet? What are we at? Where are we at?
That wasn't my job. That wasn't my job. I don't
All
know
right, how's the
females.
comedy show coming? Forget that.
I talked
Interesting.
to him. I'm talking to him today, actually.
Talking to who?
What's his face?
John Ziegler?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got to
Kurt.
call him today.
That's great.
He said he could get me 5 to 7.
5 to 7 people.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
You're
that's
working
what I
on it.
want.
Ask him if he knows any.
I was supposed to call him on Saturday. I got sick over the fucking weekend. But I
did you
told
say?
him I
Ask
was
him
going
if
to
he
call him
knows who?
today.
Ask him if he's got any fucking female hosts also.
Oh.
Kill two birds with one stone.
I think maybe.
No, I'm not doing that.
Maybe.
Just
Maybe we
do
get
it.
the host from that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe
Just
that
do
could
it.
be the point of the show.
Well, my first question was going to be, do you have any female comics? So it's not just fucking 7 dudes going up there.
No,
Can we
but
get Lisa
maybe what we
Lampanelli
do
in
is we
here?
have like a what do you call it? We have like an open mic portion of it, to where you get like a few guys that are set guys that he knows that like are experienced.
No, don't change the show.
I don't even know what the show is. I'm just talking
Kurt's
about
show.
it.
You guys, you want them to come out 5 minutes. They do a 5-minute set, and we talk to them. And they sit down and it's kind of like being on Tonight Show and always making it to the couch, no matter how bad or good your set was.
I'm just talking about how do you work in the we want a female co-host, and that's part of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It's too much at once.
It's too much at once.
That's its own thing.
If we did it as its own thing, that would also be a little like that'd be hysterical.
It could be, but you could make it to be a part of the round table if you'd like to.
What's the round table?
Meaning like the ever moving who are these guys situation.
Yeah.
We've had Rob, we've had Katie, stuff like that.
I think that's fine. We need a fucking guest again soon. We haven't had that in a long time.
I haven't had it in a while.
Now I feel like it's the right time. Coming into the holiday season. People want to promote shit.
Yeah, like,
No idea what
fucking cards. What are they going to promote?
The other day I was in Patchogue. I don't know if you guys have seen this recently. Just 2 gigantic fucking turkeys walking through the middle of the town.
No.
Huge.
You don't really see turkeys walking.
I don't
around
really see
much.
turkeys at all.
They're
Why do they
everywhere.
come out around
Turkeys are scary
Thanksgiving?
looking, kind of.
They are terrifying and gigantic.
A lot of weird fucking shit on their neck.
They're gross.
They're coming out. They're everywhere out there now. I see them all every morning, everywhere.
Yeah, I don't really understand why they come out so close to their holiday.
I mean, I think.
Are you allowed to kill them?
I don't think so. I don't think you're allowed to kill any animals on Long Island. I'm pretty sure.
No, you're definitely allowed to kill deers.
Ducks.
No, inside of certain areas, and you can't shoot a fucking turkey dead in the street in the middle of Patchogue.
Can't? Why not?
Probably not.
Which turkey is it?
I don't think so.
Really?
Maybe
You
could, like,
can't
maybe
fire a
bow
weapon.
an arrow at it.
No, that's true. You can't fire a weapon.
Maybe you have to like hand-to-hand combat it in the middle of the street.
You might be able to. You might be able
Just
to.
bump it off the road.
You might be able
wring
to,
its neck.
you might be able to stab it.
They were doing like a little, there was a guy like barbecuing in the back. And I was like, dude, if somebody hits that thing, just drag it back there, throw it right on the ground.
Yeah. That'll defeather that
Scare
shit.
it into the middle of the street, let it get hit by a car, and then we'll fucking eat it.
Would you go to jail if you went around stabbing turkeys in Patchogue?
Probably.
I don't know.
I think
Maybe
so.
not. Depends. Is it in turkey hunting season?
I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I don't think there is a turkey hunting season. on
There's
Long
got to
Island.
be a turkey.
How many
hunting
fucking
season.
turkeys are there on Long Island?
lot.
First of all,
I think
Apparently,
I think out east.
out east, I don't know what
there's
they're
a lot.
doing.
There's
like
a lot.
wild turkeys, or people got turkey farms?
No. I mean, what do you think? They let them out and they come back at the end of the day?
People do that with pigeons.
Oh, the guy was down. He was getting a fucking espresso. He'll be back later.
That's what they do with cows.
Tommy
in,
the turkey?
in the DR.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the source of money, right? Don't they need the milk? Are they selling milk? What are they doing with cows? What are they doing in the deal?
They kill them and they get beef.
Oh, all right.
Food.
How long do they have to
What are they
grow
doing with
before you
cows?
kill that
I can't
cow?
believe that was a
I
real.
think 3 years.
Are you kidding me? You got to take care of the cow for 3 years.
He
You
just say,
make
no
that
idea.
up?
He just made it up.
Made that up. 3 years sounds right though.
That sounds long.
It's less. It's less.
I
gotta
think
be less.
I think like how much less? Because then it's veal.
No, veal is super baby.
Feels young.
Veal is not even
but
like
what super young? I guess it's what's weird about animals is like they're
they grow fast.
yeah.
Yeah, I think veal
Yes.
is like 6 months.
Like it takes a human
We
being.
don't know anything about veal. Do you eat it? I don't.
Of course,
Oh my god, you don't even know about it.
it's a cow.
I know, but you don't even know how old it is when you get slaughtered.
It's a de-stressed cow. It doesn't have as much stress as the older one.
Because it lays in a little fucking tent that they made for it all
Because
day.
it doesn't know what it's doing, and then boom, Parmesan.
Veal's good. It feels good, man.
I can't do it.
Because of what you think
Can't
about it?
do it.
No, I don't think about it.
I cannot do it. Can't eat a baby.
No, I mean, like, it's just all part of the fucking food chain, man.
I know what it's a part of. I can't do it. I don't eat deer either. I tried that once and it was
But just think about it. Like it takes a human being 18 years, roughly, to be fully grown.
right.
But like these fucking geese that come here every
Months.
every spring, they're fully grown in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because their lifespans are short. They
How
don't,
short are they, though?
they don't live 70 years. They don't live 80 years. They probably
But so
live,
you're saying that the connection to how long something lives is also connected to how fast it grows to maturity.
definitely.
I don't know. That doesn't sound right. I mean, it sounds right when you said it, and I want it to be wrong.
Well, turtles and
No,
birds,
it's-
some birds are the only
No,
things that
it's-
last long,
it's-
right?
It's
Yeah, but how fast do they get? They get to their full grown. That doesn't take 17 years for a turtle. Turtles live to 70, 80 years old.
Maybe they are always growing. They're always shedding.
True.
No, but I think most animals don't live as long as humans do, and that's the reason why their childhoods are short. I think it's directly proportionate to your lifespan,
Yeah,
for the most part.
but not turtles, though.
Yeah, turtles are different.
Oh, those smart parrots that can
Sharks,
talk.
sharks too.
Alligators.
Yeah, there's certain weird.
Alligators are probably always growing.
Yeah, but those guys are like left over from the fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But I also think the lifespan has something to do. I don't know.
I just think this is all a video game, and where can I get access to the control?
Oh, so you can't think that way. You're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna lose your mind. You might lose your mind.
The documentary.
What's gonna happen?
But the
What's our
documentary's
code?
gonna be good
I got it. One. What's our code when you like lose your mind?
when it's over.
Yeah, no, not when it's over. When you could like
Temporarily?
you'll like understand John and I, and you'll be like, "Oh fuck! They just said the code. I lost my mind."
Like the
what's
safe
code?
word,
Yeah,
like to
what's
where
the
you guys
safe
are letting me
word?
know I've gone too far.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and you'll just accept it and be like, "Oh fuck! I lost my mind."
All right.
You got to think of one because I think you're gonna lose your mind.
But is that the scene right before I'm like, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
I think it's fucking.
You can't take me.
Ah, man.
It's got to be a word.
Yeah, but I think it's the journey that you got to go through.
What would you do first when you lose your mind? Are you leaving?
Shit my pants.
But you're gonna have to eventually clean that up.
Piss my pants.
Like if you lose your marbles, and of course you could be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I lost my mind. If you like lost it and you just want to fucking,
no.
What are you gonna do? Get
No.
away? Move
I don't even
away?
want to think about that.
You're not. It's not gonna happen to you.
No, but what I'm saying is, that I also don't think you get to think about that. Your body you're doing things that there's no connection.
Well,
that's the definition of lost your mind. I think.
I think people.
it's different.
I think people that have psychotic breaks don't know they're having a psychotic break.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have control over how fucking crazy you are. Like running down the middle of the street naked with two forks.
I don't think.
how do you control it?
How do you control what?
Not going crazy.
I don't know.
Drugs.
No, see, I knew you were going to say that. I think that's where it really gets masked, and then you don't know.
No,
you look like a fucking weirdo. You
True.
definitely completely lost it, but now I can't have that safe word with you because you
Can't say macaroni. And you know what I mean.
And know what I mean because you're
I-
high.
Like in this past couple of months, like I renewed my prescription for Xanax. I took a Xanax an hour and a half ago. You have no idea.
No,
Kind of tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little monotone.
Yeah. Less throat clearing.
Ooh, it works.
I think so.
Maybe you should take a dose of
No, but
that.
I think there's like stuff like that. Like if you need it and you take it when you need it, it's a positive thing. If you take that recreationally or you depend on it, that's a different story.
Well, I mean, how do you not depend on it once you get prescribed it?
I was going to say that. How do you know that? Like you eventually, I feel like you have to be very careful because you get to the point where you feel like you need it all the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's pushing you there too, probably.
100%.
I think
like it's fucking with your brain saying like, this is now my normal state when I do this.
Yes.
That's the whole science behind.
Or you feel
drugs.
off kilter, so you say, I need that thing to get me back to good again.
Yeah, but I think it just comes down to, do you know yourself or do you not? You know what I mean? Like, do you like what is the strength of your character and how? Because like we're all gonna go through fucking bad shit, and we're all gonna get taken down into the deep dark woods. And I think it's
Yeah, but what made you go and prescribe that again? Not prescribe it. What made you go and refill it?
because I mean things are there's just way too many elements that
So
are
it was
happening.
just like,
Well, it's either that or I'm gonna have a hyperventilate and have a fucking heart attack.
Hyperventilate?
I just said hyperventilate.
we have a defibrillator.
Yeah, there was just a few moments.
Joaquin.
There was a few moments to where like my anxiety was like at like level 8,000, and
Right.
like my body couldn't contain my spirit, and like so something has my fucking jaw locked up, and I was like
He's so interesting. He
threw
really
off
needs
my
a camera
balance.
following him like at all times. At all times, I swear to God.
Yeah, I fit right into that group of people to where like they could either wind up being a fucking psychopath sitting next to the fucking
See,
dumpster.
I wonder if his psychopath would get violent. That's where I was really getting with my question. And I guess you don't know that, right? But I think there are like kind of when guys who drink that shouldn't drink, like we all know those people, and they would blame it on either whiskey or I can't drink vodka. Really? That's the one that makes you a fucking mental patient?
No, it's
you know
not.
what I'm
It's
saying?
not the booze.
So no. I'm saying people like that.
Yeah.
That would do that, and they would either call that crutch or whatever. But like I feel like if I freaked out, I would be like Forrest. That's the movie. Fucking my wife said. What the fuck? So my wife said, "Did you see the new Forrest Gump 2
No.
coming out?"
Not doing it. Not doing it.
No.
It's not.
And if Tom Hanks is in it, I'm out.
It's Tom Hanks and it's Robin Wright Penn, but the movie is called Here, and it's directed and written by Robert Zemeckis. So I was like, no way. I'm like, they're not doing that. They can't do that. And then I started thinking a lot has happened since the end of that movie that he could be involved in.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
It's not. It's just a movie fucking called Here with all the same fucking
But
people.
they're trying to make you think it is?
So a lot of the common attractions say if you look up Here
From
on your
the
phone,
piece of
it
Forrest
says
Gump.
Forrest Gump 2.
I hate it.
Ugh.
But there's no, I only saw one common attraction. It doesn't say that he's Forrest. You know what I'm saying? But she saw it at the gym. no earbuds in for the TV. She was like, they're making a Forrest Gump too. They have a kid. They want to have another kid. But honestly, I just think the movie is about the living room in their house and everything that happens throughout their life growing up, which is
That sounds good.
Robin Zemeckis is fucking brilliant.
cool.
But that was the movie. But going back to the insane part, I think I would just run.
Just
Like
run
that's my
straight?
thought in my head, that I would just run.
Run.
Like either run in a car or run with my
Like
body.
run
Just-
away,
Yeah, like I always have that
or just
fear,
keep moving.
that thing that want to just keep moving.
Well, that's what I think.
Move.
But that's what I think that I do. I think my biggest problem
Yeah,
is
but you don't go anywhere.
no, but like mentally, can't never stop. I think my biggest problem is the ability to just like fucking sit still and be like, okay, I am okay with myself in this moment, and everything's all right.
Can't you turn off that day though?
No, I don't. I can't do
Can't.
it. There's small moments where it happens. Small moments, like when we're making music. That is one of the times where I'm very weightless,
Right.
to where like I get lost in that moment. I'm not really thinking about other shit, and the world is good. But it's very rare for me to be like when people talk about how like they go home on the weekend and they like watch TV and like they like relax like on their couch watching football, whatever it is that you do.
I don't fucking relax, but yeah, I know what you're saying. There are people that relax.
I experience very little of that.
I turn it off when my kids go to bed. That's why I stay up and I don't sleep right and all that shit. But I turn it off. I say that's it. That's the end of this day. Not every day, but the days that I can do that, and that's like my time to like regroup and just throw the day away, and then tomorrow's new.
What I'm grateful for is the fact that I sleep good. I think that like the fact that I sleep good, if I didn't sleep good, I would probably be very unhealthy.
Yeah, it'd be manic.
Yeah, I do sleep good though. Like when I shut off at night, I usually am good to the morning, for the most part. I have to do a little pee pee once,
Oh wow, getting deep in there.
Pee pee, poo poo.
Probably pee a lot too.
At night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all night long.
No, but you guys just have to promise
All
that
night long.
Oh no.
if I do ever like lose it and for one day I just spontaneously combust, you got to get the documentary out.
I think the thing about
it'll be
like,
a winner.
but I think the thing like the most important thing is like realizing what created that state.
Oh, it's
Like,
all.
what are the actions? What are the choices that were made that set that in motion?
It's all.
How can you reverse engineer that?
I don't think it's that. I think it's all childhood stuff, and it's like figuring out how to. It's all that.
Disagree.
Well, beyond that, I think, but like I know where you're getting at. Like, what's the point that's taking you to that? But
Well, what are the
Maybe just
choices
know-
of creating the overwhelm that you've made that put you in that state? Because that's most of the times what happens. You're overwhelmed with all the things that are going on around
so like
you.
taking something new on, taking you know that you're going into that day that something's happening.
Exactly.
But I think starting that way is not right though either. Like you're not even giving it a chance.
What do you mean?
Like if I have to make a speech to my workers, right? I get anxiety right away because I know that I have to speak in front of people. So why not throw that away and be like, whatever, I have to do the speech anyway. Let me just try and. But you don't calm down. You're already going into it as. I mean, that's the only thing I see. I don't deal with like heavy decisions every day.
Well, I can tell you from my perspective, like I'll constantly take new things on to do, and like intellectually, it's easy to say, well, we don't need any more shit.
Right.
But there's like an engine that's inside, like an internal like place that's in the middle that is constantly craving. Like the problem is being able to be okay with
Chaos?
no, because it's the opposite. Like
Right.
I say this all the time. Like it's pretty unhealthy. Like when things are going smooth is when I'm most uncomfortable, because I don't have the ability to feel good about like my accomplishments or fucking the way things are going and feel like I constantly need activity and motion to
Yeah, but if
feel.
things are going smooth, then what you have created is working.
So intellectually, I understand that. Like if you put that on the flow chart, I'm not going to argue and say you're wrong. But there's some switch that's inside that doesn't allow me to emotionally feel okay unless I'm like pedaling on the bike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But the truth is that you're never on the bike by yourself.
no,
And
I
then
know
you
that.
have to understand what that does to all of the people around you.
Yeah, of course.
You
Of
know?
course. I get it.
And that's where but even in just getting it, that creates even more of it, you know? It's like, not only am I can't satisfy myself, but now I'm fucking up all these other people trying to do the same thing, you know?
Yeah, that makes you feel even worse. Makes you feel even worse.
Yeah.
So how do you stop that?
It's deep programming. It's fucking,
It's not medicine.
It's not medicine.
I don't think it's medicine.
Well, I mean, like, there's that crazy English guy that I'm telling you about. What's interesting about him, and I think this is the answer, the way to get to it, that's the part that I have no idea. And I think most people spend their whole lives trying to figure this out. But it's a moment in time where you stand up and you give yourself permission. Like, this is as good as it's, like, I can't do any better than what I'm doing. And that's got to be good.
Well, that's a tough sentence. Why take it as I can't do any better? Because you could always probably do better. Well, but why not take it as I'm a success?
No, but it's not even that. It's the, like, there's like this interesting thing. It's like the most important relationship you're ever gonna have is the relationship with yourself. Like, there's so much social programming in us to where, like, if you're a husband and a father, you know, you're a family man. Yeah. Family is my priority, right? So the moment you start there, it's like, it's more important for me to make sure my wife and my children are happy than for me to be happy. Now you're a leader at work. It's more important for everybody else to feel good and make sure that they're fucking good rather than me to feel good. And it's tricky because you have tons of examples of people who are selfish and, only out for themselves. And, like, that's not what the answer is. The answer is not to be somebody who doesn't give a fuck about other people. Right. But, like, the same thing about, like, they say put the mask on your face when before you put the mask on your kids. And, like, there's a tricky, like, super simple but super complicated thing with that, because, like, you're only ever going to be in your own head. Like, as much as you love your wife and your child, or as much as you love your friends, or as much as anybody loves you, you're never, ever really going to know what I'm thinking. You're never really going to know what your kid is thinking.
Right.
The only thing that you actually know, and you can even argue that you don't know it, because it's changing by the fucking millisecond, is what's going on in your noggin. So, like, not everybody is. I think it has a lot to do with the way you grow up. I think some people.
Yeah, it's the way you're formed.
Some people have
brainwashed.
There's a study out there that says that people are like, some people don't have an internal monologue in their head. Like, do you have a voice in your head?
What do you mean?
Of course.
Like, do you think?
Yeah. Do I talk to myself in my head?
In your head, like, are you constantly having, like, like a vocal?
Yeah, I mean, not constantly, but yeah, when I'm making a decision, I think I'm talking to myself.
There's a study out there that there are people that don't have that.
I think those are psychos.
No.
Don't tell me that those are brilliant people.
No, I don't think they're necessarily brilliant, but I think it's easier for those people to be content.
Yeah, it's kind of like people who don't have empathy. There's people like that.
No, I think that's the way society programs you to think, to where, like, if you're, like, because it's just like a car. Like, the car is made to be a vehicle to get people to where they're going. But if the car is not maintained and gassed up, it can't get you to where it's going to go.
Right.
So if, like, you view yourself as that same thing, even if you look completely as, like, your mission to help other people, like, if that's what your point is, if you're not in good shape mentally, physically, spiritually, how can you fucking help anybody else?
Right. True.
But we don't think that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it also begs the question, like, how can I continue to put more on my plate if the main thing, being happy with myself, isn't
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now, not only are you, because it's what you said, like the family thing and, being a leader thing, it becomes very obvious very fast that, like, this person's unhappy. And then it just changes everybody else around them too, Mm-hmm. So it's like,
but do I seem unhappy all the time? I mean, lately,
I think we're just talking in general. Right?
No. But
I was talking in general.
no, but I'm
fucking miserable, bro.
I mean, I know the past few months have been rough for me.
Go take another Snickers.
But I'm asking that question seriously.
I would say yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time, I seem unhappy.
No. Recently,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, stress will absolutely do that to you.
Yeah, and I've been making bad choices, on certain things.
Yeah. Okay, you win some, you lose some.
Who says that?
Everybody.
Coaches.
Baseball players.
But then you got to zoom out. Then you got to zoom out and you think about the movie. You know what I mean? Like the movie and the book, like there's chapters.
Yeah, and they're always missing something.
And there's chapters. There's chapters where the guy's getting his fucking ass rocked.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I would have worded that differently, yes. But ass is rocked is crazy. That seems like a real bad time.
He's getting baby oil.
Oh! Like, show us baby oil in the hole.
No, I think you got to create the time for you. Like you said, it's different for everybody.
Yes.
Like what you said, like the end of the day, it's like, all right, I got to be these kids' dad. I got to be this guy's wife. I got to be this woman's husband.
That's a rough role.
I got to be this supervisor for these people. I got to be this fucking co-host producer for these people. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna rip, 4 or 5 fucking Newports and a couple of
never Newports, but yeah,
white claws.
Right.
That's your thing, and that's fine. That's great. Everybody's gotta have some version of that, and be aware of what that is.
And be aware of what that is. That's what's important.
Well, and try things to try. You got to be in pursuit of something. You got to say like, I know there's something out there that's gonna make me feel good. But a lot of it, I've been to a million fucking therapists, and
it's also not even about making feel good. It's also about just settling and slowing it down.
Being at peace in the moment.
Baseball game all the time, they slow down the game.
Yeah.
Like, just slow it.
Like, have you ever really meditated?
Only with you. We've talked about
just
this.
the one time?
A couple times. Don't say once.
Okay, I'm just asking.
We did it a couple times.
But, like, if you've done it, like, take all the foo-foo, woo-woo shit out. All the, like, spiritual fucking yoga.
I think I could do it. I think it's great. But like, what do I say right away? I don't fucking think
when you can go, even just for a few minutes of where you're not thinking about anything, that's it. Like, that's the answer.
Yeah, well, I think that's why meditation was invented. Exactly that reason. Me, I could just sit in front of a TV and not know what's on it and not listen to it, and I just calm down.
Well,
but you're still thinking, probably.
You're probably still thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the best of the best, can only go a certain amount of time without, you know what I mean? Like the human brain, Nick said it, it's like some kind of fucking like, I don't know, it's like 52 million thoughts, per minute or some shit like that.
Sure.
Fucking some kind of crazy number to where it's like fucking.
Like I can never just jump to bed. I can never just like be in my kitchen and be like, I'm going to bed.
See, I can.
I could.
I can never do that.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that.
Because then that's where my mind would go nuts, is in that bed. Need to probably just have a distraction.
I mean, like you couldn't fall asleep?
No, it would take me a long time because I need to settle down the thoughts that are in my head. I need to settle down.
How do you do that?
How do I do that?
Yeah.
I sit by myself, put something on that I'm not going to pay attention to, or I have a cigarette. A cigarette is probably a huge part of that.
Interesting. All right.
I'm still thinking, like you said. I'm definitely still thinking, but it's just slower. It's just slower, and I can reassess the day.
Yeah. But you just got to have something,
Gotta have something.
Jump in the fucking ocean.
Let's go watch fucking Joker in Superdome.
IMAX. 4DX
with moving chairs.
It comes out like fucking a simulated Lady Gaga hand comes out and just like.
How? Do you think it'll be a sing along? I think they're all going to be depressing songs. Oh, maybe not.
I don't think
finds
so.
Love.
Yeah, I don't think
finds
so.
Love.
It's probably
Yeah, a little wave.
It's probably gay.
Holy shit!
I mean, Gaga's in with the gays, and musicals are generally gay.
Gaga's been very quiet for about 2 years because of this movie. It's kind of weird. She was on top of the world. All right, goodbye. Hello.